I had a rather long conversation about the map with the United States. They prepared well. I am grateful to them, though we already had the same map. But still, we had a long discussion about this. It's very important to understand that some parts of our country, such as the East and Crimea, were occupied not because one army pushed another back, but because there were no major battles, for instance, in Crimea. So you can't say that a large part was occupied just because the Russian army is strong. These points are important, not to accuse someone, but so that the President of the United States actually understands what the real army movements were, and the strength of the Ukrainian army. For example, there are exact figures, previously unknown, for example, that in 1,000 days, up to 1% of our territory was occupied by Russians. People think 20% or 18%, but it was up to 1%. It changes the focus for us, the focus on truth and reality, but also shifts the balance of how strong each army is. For the first time, for various reasons, I had the opportunity to discuss these things with the President of the United States and his team, not reading from notes, but knowing every square kilometer, unfortunately covered in the blood of our soldiers. For me, this is a very sensitive matter. I wanted to discuss it. I think the President understood and saw it. There were different moments, but it was important information. And so the territorial question is something I will leave between me and Putin.